Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It's Thursday, May 15th, and we are here trying to help you make smart, maybe less emotional financial decisions. And I know that's hard because our emotions are part of every single decision that we make. And, because money is so concrete, sometimes the emotions that we're feeling, we just kind of push it off onto our finances. And we want to kind of separate the two and make sure that we are trying to help you get where you want to go, lay out some different opportunities and tamp down the emotions. And sometimes you guys are your own worst enemies. Like you make yourselves crazy because this is really hard stuff. So we want to help you out. All you need to do to get that help is to go to our website, which I know you've bookmarked, jillonmoney.com. In the upper right-hand corner, there is always a contact us button wherever you navigate on our website. Click the button, write us a note. And when you write that note at the end of it, maybe you say, you know what? I do want to come on the air with Jill and Mark because they're so easy to talk to. Check the box. Mark will do everything else. While you're on the website, you'll see we've got a lot of content there. And, I'm just loving our family called Jill on Money Live. That is a subscription service, maybe your cheapest subscription that you hold. It is $45 for the next 12 months. And for that $45, you will be able to join us for live quarterly webinars. You'll be able to check out the back catalog of those webinars and the bonus audio and video content that we put behind the paywall. $45, Jill on Money Live. Our next event coming up shortly, just a few weeks. Mike Quincy, he is the car expert of Consumer Reports. He will be joining us for our webinar on Thursday, June 5th at 7 Eastern time. And I can't wait. I have so many questions because the car market is nuts. And my mom's lease is coming up this summer. So Mike's big question is going to be, what do I do with this 85-year-old lady who probably shouldn't be driving anymore? And for any of you driving in New York, keep an eye out for Mrs. Schlesinger. She's been a bad driver, not just late in her life, but for her whole life. So going to have to figure that out with Mike. Anyway, join us for Jill on Money Live, $45, 12 months. Great deal. Okay, right now, let's go talk to Bridget, who's on the line with us from South Carolina. Hi, Bridget. How are you?
Good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Of course. What can we do for you?
Couple questions. I'm 41. My husband's 45. We have 3 kids, 12, 9, and big age gap too. We recently built a house last year, and I guess my main question is I'm feeling like we're maybe a little behind in saving for retirement, maybe a little house poor. And I just kind of wanted some advice moving forward on kind of the route we should take. And also kind of what's bothering me most is a little bit of consumer credit card debt.
Is that a new thing for you guys?
It is. Okay.
Yeah. It's a little scary. Okay. Let's do some numbers. You said you're 41, your husband is 45. Are you both working full time?
We are. I am a self-employed photographer, so I'm full-time-ish, but I kind of make my own hours. So
okay, but you're making money. About how much do you earn as a self-employed photographer?
I make varies in the year, but about 140.
Wow,
4150 a year.
That's amazing. Fantastic. Yeah. I'm used to like my struggling artist photographer friends who make $0 and then have to pick up a side hustle. Okay, what about your husband? What does he do?
He's in construction management, so kind of construction superintendent on various job sites.
And how much does he earn?
He earns about $100K per year, but he also gets several bonuses kind of worked in, and we get like full health insurance paid for. So
nice.
Different pluses with that.
Oh my God, that's great. So he's an employee. That's where you get your health insurance. That's great. Does he have a retirement plan through work?
It's kind of a sore subject. Uh-oh. Yes, as of this year, through work, we are just setting that up.
Okay.
We probably should have done that before.
Okay, stop with the should.
Okay.
Let's push this aside. We're just going to can we just talk about where you are today? Don't judge yourself, okay?
Okay.
I will judge you after we're off the phone. No, I'm not going to do that at all. Okay. So does he have a 401k?
Yes.
Okay. And what is his contribution level right now?
He actually stepped in the room, so I can ask him if he's sitting here.
Honey, how much money are you putting into your 401k? 5%, 10%, something like that?
He said after a match, it's probably going to be about $9 a year.
Okay, good. Perfect. Okay. So there's just a little bit of money in there right now, right?
Yes.
Okay. About how much?
So I wouldn't even say a little bit. We've just opened this
All right.
up,
just started. I'm just saying minimal. Just started.
Most of our IRA is in like a simple, just traditional IRA that we've been contributing the max each year. I mean, the max being like $7,000 a year each.
Okay. So in your IRA, that's all you're using an IRA. You're not using a SEP. You're not using any fancy self-employment retirement plan, right?
I'm not.
Okay. In your IRA right now, how much do you have?
I mean, joint, we have about $200K.
Great. Fantastic. Okay. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay. Now hear
Okay.
that. Good. Any money saved for these kids' college or not yet?
Not yet. I have the 529 set up. We had actually had like separate savings accounts before building this house that we kind of drained when we built the house. So just this year, I was trying to kind of gather some organization. And so I do have 529 set up for them.
Okay.
I think my oldest son has like 1,000 in it, but I'm trying to put in like 250 a month going forward for him.
All right. Yeah, but you're putting your $7,000 into your IRAs. Your husband's now using the 401k. We're going to deal with the kids in a second. So tell me about this dream house that you built. How much is this house worth?
We kind of estimate like probably about $2 million. So with my husband being in construction,
what?
Our second house, he says probably higher than that.
He's in the business, so he should know. But you're not moving anyway. We'll say 2.2. How's that?
Okay.
Do you have a mortgage on it?
We do.
What's that? What's the outstanding balance?
We started at like $600,000. So I think it's a 30-year loan, 6.75% interest. So we're still at like 595.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. So it's only $600,000 that's outstanding?
Yes.
And it's at 6.75. And is there any other debt against the house, like a home equity line of credit or some home equity loan, anything else against that house?
No.
Okay. What's the credit card debt? How much is there?
I estimate about $35K.
Okay. This is what happens when you build a gazillion dollar house.
I want to know what did you guys have in the savings accounts that you depleted?
Well, I was trying to come up with that earlier because we had built our last house, we had about a $250,000 mortgage on and we sold at 1.3. So we had quite a bit of profit on that house. And then we also had done some spec homes that we had gathered some savings from as well. So honestly, I can't exactly gather, but we probably had about 150,000 on our own. And then we had the profit from the house.
Got it. Okay. And then you got the mortgage. Whatever. It's done is done. And is there any money in savings right now or not?
I have like $12,000. I've been trying to like beef it up.
All right. And besides the credit card debt, any auto loans?
We have a $3,000 left on one auto loan. But
nice. That's done soon. Okay. Car. Where you are right now, forgetting about the 529 accounts for a second, how do you feel your cash flow is right now? Meaning, given that you've got this big mortgage, you got the credit card stuff, how is the cash flow? What does it look like for you? Is it a struggle every month?
Yes, I would say it is a little bit of a struggle. It comes a lot from being self-employed. My income is very fluctuating. It's not, I kind of make a lot at one point and then I'm slower for a season. So it can be hard to plan with that.
Yeah, I get that. And so it's sort of like feast or famine. It's like, I don't know if you do weddings, but like, wedding season, I make a lot of money. And then winter, not so much. Okay. Do you have a good next few months ahead of you, you think?
I do. Right now, I'm really busy. And I actually do weddings and portraits. So it kind of, for that reason, it helps me kind of draw into the rest of the year as well.
That's good. Mark needs a new headshot, so maybe you could help him out with that. So you said how much are you putting into the 529? A couple $100? Is that what you're doing?
My oldest son, I've been doing $250 a month for his, and then I have, I think, $150 for my 9-year-old, and then I just created the other one for my 2-year-old, and I've been doing like $100 in his right now.
So all of this is fine. It's okay. The car payment will be done when?
February.
Later this year? February?
Yeah.
Okay. So February of 26. What's that payment amount? Do you happen to know that?
$533.
Of course you know that. Okay. Mark, is there a way that you can see that they should try to get rid of that credit card debt? Is there any way? I mean, because I imagine the credit card interest rate, like I know the average credit card interest rate is 21.9%. So is there any way that you think that they should get maybe an extra home equity loan line against the house to pay off the credit card?
I mean, that's a possibility. It's going to be the interest rate's going to be less than the credit card for sure.
Yeah. I mean, unless you don't have a zero balance credit card, do you?
No.
Yeah, I don't think I would do that anyway, because I don't know if you can pay it off in a year.
Yeah, I mean, we've never really had credit card debt. It just sort of happened after the house, and it just sort of snuck up on us. So
yeah, I hear you.
They could, this is really just like a pause for like a year, maybe a little more than a year, and just pause IRA contributions, pause whatever's going into the 529, capture that car payment when it ends at the beginning of next year, and then, just focus on wiping it out.
There's two ways to think about that. So one is that you do that, right? And so we know that you've got 2, 3, so you're putting away 500. So it's 500 a month for 529s.
Yes.
Right. And 533 would come from the car. You know what I would do? I mean, your husband's in the business. I'm sure you dealt with the bank. I actually would say like the 600 grand. Is it a fixed rate loan or is it adjustable?
It's adjustable.
Mm-hmm. And was it a home equity line of credit? That I just trying to figure out what kind of loan it was, because I'm wondering if there's some way to, pop extra money, or whether we have to get a whole separate loan for you.
It's a conventional.
It
started off as like a building loan.
Yep.
And then it auto converted when we finished the house.
Okay.
So we built the house ourselves. And I guess my whole question is, my husband's sitting here. His idea is we sell the house. We can sell it after 2 years. He wants to sell it next year, buy a house in cash, and then have extra money, buy a house.
You just built this house. Aren't you exhausted from it? Can't you enjoy it?
That's where we're not mesh, and we love the area. So we're just trying to figure out. It's a little bigger.
It's possible.
Than we probably need so I don't know.
Yeah, I think it sounds like the real estate market in that area is nuts. You're still going to need a house that's going to hold 5 of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. What could you really buy? Could you buy a house like for $1.5 million or not?
We could. Older. Yeah, you definitely could. We have built, we bought a lot.
Older implies a lot of work.
Yeah, I know. But he's a construction dude, so they can do work cheaper than like mortals like you and me. Okay. I think that's a possibility. If you really are, if you can do it, but like you're exhausted and you have a 2-year-old and like you're trying to deal with your life. Right. I think there's two. And
in an email, she says, Capital love our location and they don't want to sell.
Oh, well, she doesn't want to sell. He does.
I don't want to have debt.
You don't have a lot of debt.
You don't.
A house that's paid for.
Yeah.
Well, that's not the debt. That is the credit.
Yeah. Here's what I've got 2 choices for you that I see. I'm not sure I would sell it this second, unless you stumbled on something where you like Bridget's husband. If you said, "Oh my God," because you're in the business, you may see things that we may not see. Maybe if that happened, but what if you just wait? You're going to wait a year anyway because you want to be in this place.
We have to be in here 2 years, actually.
2 years.
Anyway,
so maybe with that being said, then I might go to the bank where you have that construction loan and say, "Can you price a?" They may not even do it, but you have to see if they'll do it, like a $50,000 or a $75,000 loan. Okay. Find out what the pricing is. Okay. I would get that loan right now and I'd immediately pay off your credit card debt. Or if it's a line of credit, pull down if you could get $100,000 line of credit right now. Okay. Pull down 35 grand, pay off the credit card debt. And then you can pay your minimum payments on the equity line of credit. What's the loan amount? What's the loan percentage on the car?
It's very low, like 2.
Okay. Don't pay that off then. Okay. So just having that line of credit will relieve some burden. Okay. So again, if you get a line of credit or just a loan, whichever has better pricing, especially if you're going to sell this house, then I'm happy to do this. Okay. So maybe it's 50 grand or a $50,000 line. Pull down 35, pay off your credit card, start making payments on this thing. And now you've got some breathing room. Then in February, your 533, that 533 from the car loan is going to go pay down your home equity line of credit. You're just going to help pay that down. It's going to be, your cash flow will improve immediately because no matter what that line of credit is, it could be 10%. It's going to be cheaper than your credit card.
Right.
Okay. And now you have some breathing room. In a year, I'm fine with you selling and buying a house, owning it outright. At that point, if that were the case, if you owned, if you had $1.5 million house and you've got no debt, The big thing you have to do is then say, all of our money has to really start to go gangbusters on saving. So it would be building your savings account. So what eventually, let's just pretend you sell the house for 2.2. You've got, let's pretend it's $700,000 of debt because we've got, Jill made me get a stupid loan and that was so stupid, but whatever, you still have it. Now you are at your 1.5 million, right? But you have no mortgage payment and you have no credit card payment and you have no car payment. And now all of that money, that free cash flow, it's going to beef up your savings. You're going to max out your husband's retirement account and you're going to start putting more money into the kids' college fund. You're in this weird, Mark's right. It is a transitional period. This is a 2-year period. We just have to take the pressure off for 2 years. Right. Then you're going to crank. You have a good chunk of time to start saving money. And I'm just going to say this a couple of times because I know that your parents and education's important, but like the retirement is more important than the kids. Kids can always get a loan to go to college. Kids can always make different choices. You can help them later. You need to get through this period of relief of your cash flow and also pay attention to your retirement. Imagine how much that money you're going to have. We're talking about how much is your mortgage payment right now on the 6.75% loan, 6.75?
It's about five, including the escrow, about $5,000 a month.
All right. So you got to pay taxes. So unfortunately, sorry, you have to do that. But let's say you're, 4,000, let's say you're going to have 4,500 and I don't know how much you're paying down on the credit.
It's 39 without the escrow actually, but we still pay insurance.
And then what about the credit card? How much are you paying on that?
It varies because I use it to pay like our insurance and then I pay it back. So I'm trying to stay on top of it every month. But I mean, maybe interest per month is like, $200 on the one, but I try to pay at least $2,000 a month on all of it, if not more.
Okay. So like, honestly, just think about this. Go a year from now with me. Okay. And now think about this. Instead of having all of this cash flow out to service debt, some of the debt is fine, right? Okay. It's like a housing debt. I'm not going to go crazy with it. Instead of that, now just imagine that you have $6,000 a month to divvy up between your husband's 401k, your savings, and the kids' college. You guys are going to be fine. Now, listen, I don't live in the house and I look at a house. I'm the worst person in the world to ask. But if you love the house and you want to make it work in the house, it'll still work. It's just more pressure during this period. And why don't you just go at the very least, okay? At the very least, if you get a line of credit, you pay down the credit card, in a year, you'll see how you feel. Maybe you're going to be much better off. Maybe you'll be making a little more money. Maybe.
He does not want mortgage debt.
I know. This is like I get it. But like, he's also married to the mother of his children, our mother of dragons right here she's got 3 little dragons and we've got to make sure that she's happy and he's happy. So I think at the very least we can table it for a year. Get a line of credit, pay off the credit card. Don't pull down the line of credit for just the credit card. You will feel so much better once that's gone. And then you can start, whatever you were putting down on the credit card, you'll put some money down on the line of credit and put some money into savings. Do that for a year. Just do it for a year. Trust me when I tell you, you're going to. Yes. Oh, hello, husband. Speak up.
Do you think it makes sense to pull a line of credit or to, possibly wait a couple and see if interest rates drop at all and then just do a refi?
Well, the problem with a refi for you guys is if you're going to sell, the cost of the refi is going to be thrown out the window. It doesn't make sense. So unless you saw a refi that dropped to a very significant level, much lower, then don't do it. Like if you're really thinking about, first of all, if interest rates go down in a year from now, then you'll have a better chance to refi. So I wouldn't do it until you make the decision one way or the other about selling the house.
Gotcha.
Don't refi yet. And like I said, do I think interest rates are going down? Generally, probably soonish. Next year, definitely. So next year you might say, hey, without the credit card debt and really looking at this line of credit, which we were able to pay down, or you might say, hey, you know what we can do? We're able to refi at 5.25 and now we're going to stay here. And that may be enough for you. Now, husband of Bridget, I want you to breathe a little and just let it be, and don't hammer this home about, I want to be mortgage free. I get it. You want something, she wants something, and we're going to try to figure out the best way forward for you guys. But let's just chill. You're not doing anything for a year anyway.
True.
All right. All right. And also Mark and I want to maybe visit South Carolina, maybe. And sounds like you have a very big house. So that's good for us. Do you guys, now let me just ask you some dumb questions also. Yeah. 3 kids. Do you have your wills done? Your estate planning done?
Basic. Oh. We probably need. We do. We did do it a while ago, but not since the 3rd kid has been.
Come on now. He's worried about his mortgage, and his estate documents don't reflect his current situation. Go find some lawyer who owes you a favor.
My brother-in-law is an attorney. I can't believe it's ridiculous.
There you go. Okay, so here we go. All right, now, do we have consensus that we've got a year to go, and we're going to make a different? Call us back in a year. Let's see where we are.
Okay.
We will put you to Mark, put them on the top of the line if they come back in a year or 9 months. Okay. Go forth and prosper. And if something else comes up, like honestly, hubby, if you find something, you're like, oh my God, I stepped in this amazing opportunity. There's a $1.3 million house and I can buy it right this second. If that like pops up in your life, then we're going to talk about it. Okay. And we'll see what's going on. Okay. But for now, take a deep breath. We got a 1-year game plan, and let us know if there's anything else we can do. Bridget, are you okay?
I'm good. Yes, thank you.
Sweet. If anyone out there has these kinds of conversations, bring the spouses on the line. We can have a conversation. Just go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, write us a note. And if you'd like to join us on the air live, all you need to do is check the box. Mark does everything else. While you're on the website, check out all the content that lives there, as well as signing up for that free weekly newsletter, which comes out every single Friday. Great, awesome information. You can subscribe to us on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your favorite podcast. Try to lift someone up. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow.